Drum roll. I know it's not classy and elegant, but I have to say, it's so funny. You know, listen, we're just keeping it real.
We're moving into the ultra exquisite rare territory here.
If you thought we were excited before, just look out. If you want the rarest pearls on earth, it doesn't get better than this. Now, Rick, I'm gonna start off with how many do we have available? Okay, we have 32 lucky women are going to be able to purchase these today. This is some of the rarest pearls on earth. They are premier, the rarity, the collectability. Actually 32, sorry. $299.95 on event pricing. So we're taking that $30 off, and this is brand new today. But Josh, let's talk to our women who may be watching this evening, and they're thinking, okay, golden South Sea pearls, I've heard of them.
Yes.
But I'm not familiar about what makes them the rarest pearl on earth.
In the world of pearls, the golden South Sea pearl is the king. It is the #1 most rare, luxurious pearl found on planet Earth. These are a subspecies of the South Sea mollusk that creates the white pearls, and we find them the golden shells. And I'll show you here, this is a golden shell. That's the actual color of the shell that the pearl comes from. Now, this isn't dye-treated, color enhanced. These are naturally colored golden South Sea pearls, the most rare pearl on earth. We find this species of oyster in these golden colors sparsely in the southern Philippines. Now, the southern Philippines is a remote region that is like untouched. They call it the world's last frontier of our world's oceans because it's so remote and so pristine and so untouched. The waters are perfect for these incredibly rare mollusks to grow. And when we find a golden pearl, it is like a hallelujah moment on the pearl farm. These are natural color. So the most expensive South Sea strand that has ever been sold from this pearl farm that these came from was $2 million. What? Yes, and I'm dear friends with the pearl farmers that own these farms. My grandfather and my father also are. They're some of our closest pearl farmers. In the Philippines, I've never seen people put more heart, soul, and passion into pearl farming in my entire life. These are, so also in the world of pearls, we think of the South Sea pearl, it is the most rare variety of pearl, but in the South Sea variety, you have white and gold, and for every one golden South Sea pearl, there are 1,000 white South Sea pearls. So that is how exclusive and rare these are. Now, I understand that these are an investment, but if you were to walk into a jeweler's store, you'd be paying many, many times more than this price.
And look at the warmth, the richness that it radiates.
It lights up a room.
Yes, I mean, I have them on, and I will tell you, they're lightweight, they're comfortable, but just the simplicity and the elegance of these pearls will fascinate you for generations to come. This is heirloom quality jewelry done in 14 karat gold. When you talk about some of the most rarest pearls on earth, you're looking at them. And Josh is right. If you were to walk into a jewelry store, any high-end jewelry store, you would not touch this price. Now, let's take just a quick little gander at the $765 because that's the appraisal value. $765 on the appraisal, but let's say we take 3 independent appraisals and we take the lowest of the 3.
I mean, absolutely.
So this is really...
And I want to also say that I matched these earrings, these pairs myself. I actually matched every pearl in every pair. Yeah, we bought an entire harvest from the world's premier pearl farm, and I went through and matched these necklaces. Every pearl in that necklace is matched by me, and every single pair of earrings I sat there and matched. For months, I sit there in our pearl vault, and I match pearls, make necklaces, make jewelry. I actually go to the farms and select them, and then all the way back when we get them in the office, I make these necklaces and earrings. 14 karat gold, we have a beautiful quality. These are substantial gold, not chintzy. We're looking at a beautiful quality earring there. That's our lever back, again, our #1 best-selling earring design, because it locks into place. And with gemstones this rare, these are for our serious jewelry collectors. You want an earring back that's gonna keep that in place, and that locks into place.
You even gave us like a front bar of the gold.
just pure solid gold. And it goes, you know, and I love more than anything these drop-shaped golden pearls. They look like liquid drops of gold, liquid drops of nacre.
Yeah, it does look like liquid gold, like a
like it was just pulled from the water. And when it looks still wet, that's the luster that I dream of.
Oh my gosh. And you know, and it's not like every day. I mean, these are cherry picked. And Josh, share with our girls watching this evening and guys that maybe if they're thinking, you know, we talk about the rarity of this pearl, but not every pearl that comes out of the shell, right, is going to have this luster, this caliber, and this quality.
Oh my gosh, these are we're looking at the most rare variety of pearl on planet Earth, and in that variety, this depth of gold is like the most coveted, the most desirable deep shade of gold. You could see in that shell that gives life to that pearl how it's much lighter, the colors. You see those champagne colors, but when you get to these deep golden colors, look at that luster. Look at that deep golden color. It's like a 24 karat golden color in a pearl that comes from Mother Nature, comes from the waters.
Look at Mackenzie. I mean, I just want to know her.
These light up a room, right? They glow, warmth and glow.
If you look at Mackenzie with the necklace on, now I know this necklace